Okay, so birth number 3. Um, this one, I kind of toyed with the idea of having a natural birth, but like was not quite ready to commit to that. I think I decided like 6 or 7 weeks before my due date, like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And talking to my friend and asking her, like, do you think I can do this? And she's like, yeah, you can do it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I got all prepared, had my birth plan, like read all the books, and just was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And so with that, you're going to wait, definitely not be induced. And this is the baby that decided to cook for like 13 days past. And at that point, I'm feeling like, oh my gosh, like I've tricked my body. It doesn't know what to do. Like, I don't know if this is ever gonna happen. My doctor was out of town. And he just kind of like left me. I was like, well, what if I go past 42 weeks? He goes, you're gonna have a baby, it'll be fine. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So that was probably the hardest part. It was just like not knowing what to expect. When is it gonna happen? So I remember, went to bed, and like almost as soon as I closed my eyes, then there was like a pop in my water, kind of was like trickling. So I was like, okay, like I think this is it. Like, I think it took about an hour before contractions kind of started to come. And then I was like, okay, like this is happening. I'm like, we're gonna go to the hospital. Like, I don't know. So we got up there pretty early because I just didn't really know what to expect. And I just wanted to be like ready for everything. So I didn't really labor at home too long with him. We were pretty much at the hospital like the whole time, but it was semi-short-ish. So we get there, they check me. I think I'm like 3 centimeters, like nothing. They're not that bad. The contractions aren't too terrible. They had me go walking and around the thing, and so we're doing that, and then things kind of finally start picking up. And with him, I remember feeling like, none of my other ones I was like this. I remember I got in the shower a lot, and that helped a lot through my contractions, just like being in the shower. But I don't remember getting like, I got like really nauseated with him and got like the shakes, like kind of uncontrollable shakes at some point, where I was like, what's wrong with me? Why am I shaking? And they're like, it's normal. And I remember them putting like towels on my head because I was just like so nauseated. And then feeling like I can't do this. This is too much. And I remember my mom had like left the room for a minute, and I remember feeling panic, like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know. I just wanted my mom there, and she was gone. And literally like, she was only gone like 15 minutes. She ran downstairs and came back. And in that time frame, I went from like 7 centimeters to like fully dilated, about to have a baby. And right before, so then it was like my water broke. And then the nurses came in and they're like, don't push. And I was like, yeah, it's not happening. Like literally my body was pushing him out. So he came out involuntarily. Like I did not like do it. The nurses delivered him, and he was a big boy. He was like 9 pounds, 7 ounces. And so with that, and like the nurses delivering him, and just kind of the chaos of it all, how quickly it went, I ended up losing a lot of blood. I ended up having to get a blood transfusion with that birth, because like my blood count was like half of what it should be. So I remember holding him and like nursing him, and then just all of a sudden just feeling like, ugh, faint, and like my mom and my husband were like, you look like a ghost. And so they called the nurse in, and anyways, it wasn't until like the next day when they had like looked at my blood work that they realized that I had lost so much blood. And I do feel like I had declined the Pitocin afterward, because I was like, I'm just gonna nurse, and like that's naturally gonna do it. So from that birth, I have learned to just take the dang Pitocin. And so for me, I just go ahead and take the Pitocin as a precautionary, because I don't want to have a blood transfusion again. And that was rough. But yeah, he was our biggest baby, and then I realized like I can do this, and babies do come, and they come out when they're ready. And that one was good. It was painful, but like I feel like it was pretty manageable. It wasn't too bad. Like I felt pretty empowered after that one.